Hey guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I finally did for my perfect reborn formula. I'm having a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna have to hold this with one hand. So this is the formula. It's actually a lot paler, like a very creamy off-white in person, but on camera it looks pretty yellow. It's actually not as yellow. I would say it's more of like an off-white, really pale. I think it looks more like a Similac than in person. It looks more like a Similac to me. But how I made it is I had some dollar store cold cream makeup remover, and it didn't foam, which was nice because if you've ever had a foamy cold cream, you know that it can kind of be irritating. But trying to make it with formula is the worst. So my fake formula is literally just that cold cream, and so it was like 7 ounces altogether. 1 or 2 drops of yellow food coloring. I did, I think, 2 for the entire 7 ounces, but I did it like only half of the 7 ounces at once and then the other half after the coloring, just to make sure it was nice and pale yellow. But this actually might be more like an Enfamil. I don't know. I'm not an expert on baby formula brands, but okay, there it is. That's true to color, mostly. That's the closest I'll be able to get true to color-wise. But yeah, I did that, a little bit of water, enough water to make a total of, how much? 3 ounces of fake formula. If I shake it up, most of that foam is actually from the sunscreen. I did less than an ounce worth of sunscreen. It was about half an ounce. And then I put in 2 ounces of water. And then I just put in cold cream until it got to the right color and consistency for what I wanted it to look like, which gave me about 4 ounces total, but I poured some of that excess into a different Reborn bottle, my Tommy Tippy one, which is my 5-ounce backup bottle. It needed a little more coloration and it needed to be a little thicker, so I put 1 ounce of this in there and it worked pretty darn well. So I was really happy with that. I think it looks pretty darn realistic, but that is just my opinion. You may think it needs a little less yellow or a little more yellow, or you might think that it's a little too cloudy and doesn't clear very fast, or whatever your opinions might be, but this is the perfect fake formula. For me, I absolutely love this recipe, and I will write it down in my Reborn journal so that I can have that when I need to make more. I don't know how long this will last yet, but because the sunscreen was already pretty nasty, it was a little liquidy because, hold on, sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold. The sunscreen was a little liquidy because it had expired, but it didn't really terribly affect it. You just had to actually shake it up to get all that reincorporated. That could just be normal separation, I don't know, but it did have a 2016 expiration date. So I didn't put a ton of it in there, but I put enough in there to kind of thicken up the cold cream a little extra, but not too much, because the cold cream water mixture was just barely thin, to the point of looking watery. But now it doesn't look very watery, it just looks like real formula, which is nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so you guys can watch me fake feed my reborn. I've got her propped up on the chair that I'm sitting in, and I will show you what it looks like when I have it pressed up against her face, so you can see what it looks like on camera that way. Okay. Sorry about that. That was one of my dad's shirts, if you guys saw that. But this is what it looks like. That's the color in comparison to her skin. This is what it looks like in the light. Again, the lighting on my phone does make it look a little more yellow, but it's actually a pretty pale yellow. It's more like a creamy white, and I just want to keep emphasizing on that because it looks a lot more yellow on camera, and that's really bothering me, but I know in person it looks absolutely perfect for what I want it to look like. So that's about what the bottle looks like. This is a 9-ounce Philips Avent natural bottle. My favorite bottle, actually. And when I have it pressed to my reborn's face, this is what it looks like. So it's not like too low. I put just enough in that it will have about, I'd say, close to 2 ounces in the actual bottle, and then about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces in the nipple. Because these nipples surprisingly hold a lot more than they look like, which is really cool, because they look really tiny. But yeah, this is my favorite bottle. I have it sealed off, as you can see. I actually used a little bit of super glue to seal it off. Oh no, did I just pop it? I think I might have just popped the sealant. I hope I didn't, but I might have. I'm checking right now. Oh, I might not have. Now I did. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and fix that before I use it on my reborn again. Oh, that's sad. Oh gosh, you can actually hear it leaking out. If anybody knows any good reborn bottle sealants, please let me know. I'm gonna have to temporarily use my Tommy to be closer to nature now because this just popped, and I'm gonna have to clean it out so I can reseal it. Again, feel free to tell me what in any of my other videos, the comment section, just tell me what you use as a sealant. I know I used to have silicone, the silicone sealant that I used to use, which a lot of reborn YouTubers do use, but unfortunately that one, the tube popped and I had to throw it out because it dried out. So now I gotta go fix this, but I will go ahead and catch you guys up later with any more formulas that I find. I still do want another reborn at some point. My preemie, I do love her, but I also want a newborn or like a 3-month-old. I do want a little bit of a bigger one just because it's so hard to find preemie clothes, and I do miss having a little bit bigger of a baby to like that I can carry around on my hip, just because carrying it like this all day can kind of bother my shoulder. And in cosmetology school, I need my shoulders, so sometimes it's nice to be able to just have my arm out like this on my hip. Oh gosh, and I've got the hiccups. But yeah, I will eventually, someday, obviously, probably not 2019, probably 2020, I will hopefully have a reborn that is bigger than her. I know at one point I did want a toddler. I would still love to be able to have a toddler because then I could make like other stuff for the toddler. And just really have a nice reborn collection. Unfortunately, this is the only one I have right now. And I've had her for a while. I think I got her sophomore year of high school. So I've had her for like 3 years. Because it was right before I left for online school. Yeah, 3 years. So I do eventually want another baby to my collection. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. But real quick, I'm going to go ahead and show you what the reborn formula looks like on my skin. Just to see if doing that is at all helpful. I'm going to have... gotta hold my camera a certain way. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit of this onto my... So the seal isn't fully broken yet, but if I hold the nipple just right, it is. Maybe if I'm just careful with the nipple? I don't know. Nope, I got a little bit out. Honestly, it almost looks like water. But on my skin, it's slightly more milky. So I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. That's what it looks like. And in person, it is slightly more of a pale white. But that's actually pretty true to color on screen right now, surprisingly. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. Sorry I haven't been on in a while, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.